Greetings YouTube. Why can't we cheat in video games anymore? I mean, okay, there are still games you can cheat in, but it's a rarity these days. Developers obviously have a plan for how you play their games, which routes to take, what options you have, how hard it will be. But sometimes you just want to cut loose. Break out of the mould someone else has made for you and forge a path entirely of your own making, or as much as you can. In the past, there used to be no saving and loading because no hard drives. You had to complete the game in one sitting, until someone came up with the idea of level codes to restart the game from where you left off. And codes opened up the possibility of cheats. Entering specific codes that gave you infinite lives, God mode, unlimited ammo, etc, etc. But now we have hard drives, some of them ridiculously fast. So no more codes and no more cheat codes. I'm pretty sure this is why open world games are so popular with both gamers and developers alike nowadays. The demise of the cheat code, so to speak, has given rise to the vast expanses where you can supposedly, on most circumstances, carve out your own path in a different way. Even so, don't you just wish you could cheat your way past the bad bits of a game at least? Certain enemies, certain puzzles, that one level you have a deep sense of loathing towards. Well, there are indeed some modern games which have some versions of cheats within them. Both Minecraft and Astroneer have a creative mode, allowing you to build without needing to worry whether you've actually got enough of those pesky materials to make any of it. Devil May Cry has a hidden easy mode that reveals itself once you've cocked up several times. We notice you're having trouble playing our game. Do you want us to make it easier? Like hell I do, piss off! It's just been a while. Cities Skylines has 4 items it actually calls cheats, allowing infinite resources to create the city of everyone else's dreams, or nightmares depending on how good a manager you are. Dragon Quest Builders 2 also grants you an unlimited amount of certain resources, provided you check them all off the island's shopping list first. Resident Evil 3, the remake of, allows you to purchase special coins from the in-game store, granting you certain gameplay benefits, such as more damage from your attacks, but you still have to earn them by beating the game first. Doom Eternal again has actual cheat codes built in that, again, have to be earned through gameplay. What's remarkable is the game doesn't actually penalise you in any way, shape or form for doing this. Except for the challenge rooms, you can't cheat in those. I like the idea of having to earn those cheaty bonuses by playing the game. It reminds me of back in the day with Metal Gear Solid, where if you beat the whole game without killing anybody, it gave you the bandana, which gave you infinite bullets. And if you beat the whole game without setting off a single alarm, it gave you the stealth camouflage, which made you invisible. In other words, prove you don't need the thing, and it gave you the thing. There's also The Last of Us Part 2. That game has a ton of options for people who have problems with their eyesight, hearing and motor functions. Now these options are designed for people with disabilities, but could in theory be leveraged by a non-disabled player as a form of cheat, even though that's not what they're designed for. After all, among many other forms of assist, one of the features highlights enemies in bright colours. It's kinda hard to miss them now. But for sheer, unadulterated, unbridled, naked cheatiness, there is only one winner, at least on console. Conan Exiles. Yes, I know, this is the 3rd video I've made on Conan Exiles. Every time I play the game, I find out something new. It's kind of annoying. It's awesome. Conan Exiles is an open world survival game. Yes, open world. meaning it's one of the more flexible ones to start with. Add to that an extremely robust system for making a wide variety of weapons, armour and tools, plus allowing the construction of complex bases and recruiting your own personal army of devoted followers. Think Minecraft on a diet of steroids, testosterone and human blood, and you're pretty close. You can create a world based on easy, normal and hard setups, but then there's custom setup. This is where things get interesting, because the number of options for tweaking the way the world works is nothing short of mind-boggling. XP gains, day-night cycles, hunger and thirst rates, damage levels, harvesting amounts, crafting speeds, whether you want the sandstorm and the purge to appear and bloody interfere. If you use a regular setup for your game, it's actually very well balanced. You can even take out large camps single-handedly if you're careful and methodical. Most regular beasts can be easily killed if, again, you're careful. Now granted, I went up against this high level endgame boss grade beast, with armour so ineffective I may as well have been naked, and a sword so weak it may as well be made of flower petals, but fuck me, that was over fast. Some people online say these bosses, that I reckon could beat a tank into submission, take a single player with very high level weaponry and armour an hour to defeat. I'm gonna go off and do something relaxing instead. Like build a small coastline retreat. With an oriental flavour, because I have a lot of the DLC. What I don't have so early on in the game is the necessary building materials. Not a problem. Head into settings, server settings, grant yourself admin rights, and then open the admin panel. Welcome to the game's inner workings. Access to the most powerful tools there are. Player stats, player level, god modes, hunger and thirst toggles, time of day, and the ability to add absolutely any character or item into the environment that exists anywhere in the game. Anything, anywhere. Now bear in mind that I've only been playing for 2 hours total, and that includes being killed by a big crocodile. For crying out loud, I haven't even performed a kick attack or used a torch yet. And I've managed to construct all this, thanks to admin privileges. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to spend 60 minutes trading blows with a hulking monstrosity that could take me out in a single hit. Dial up my damage, dial down the NPC damage. And I don't feel bad about it. And by the way, the PlayStation doesn't realise I've cheated. because it still gave me the trophy. There is one series of games I have always felt could do with an easy setting. A series of games which is considered sacrosanct, to which the very idea of an easy mode would be an ungodly violation, a sin worthy of the lowest levels of hell, an unparalleled heresy of the highest order. Yeah, it's Dark Souls. There's a comment section below, feel free to complain. Yes, I know that Dark Souls is held in high regard by its player base, which is entirely justified. Just as I know that the spin-offs Bloodborne and Sekiro are as well. I know that they are expertly put together and brilliantly balanced, and demand not just button mashing or fast reflexes, but careful reading of an enemy's movements and actions, and timely, appropriate responses from the player, when to attack, when to block, when to dodge, and when to run like fuck. I know all of that, but if there was an easy setting, series fans wouldn't have to play it. Same as all these other cheats and workarounds. You don't have to use Create mode in Astroneer. You don't have to use Easy mode in Devil May Cry. I know I don't. You don't have to select cheats in Cities Skylines. The extra items in Dragon Quest and Resident Evil, the cheats in Doom Eternal, the huge plethora of options in Conan Exiles, although I consider you a moron if you didn't use those ones at least. My point being, anyone who doesn't want to use cheats in their game is not obliged to. Hardcore players can still play their games the way the developers intended. For those players though who can't even get past the first Dark Souls boss ever, well, it would be nice if they could also play these awesome games. But they can't, because the experience has to stay pure. Watering it down would ruin it. Get good. And the first time I saw get good written down, I thought, what the fuck is that even supposed to say? I have serious doubts about the intelligence of people who use that phrase. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, why can't we cheat in video games anymore? Okay, some games we still can, but they're in the minority. Don't get me wrong, you shouldn't be able to cheat in multiplayer games, because that would ruin the experience for everybody, destroy any pretense of balance. And balancing multiplayer games is a pain in the arse for developers at the best of times. But games could always use more options. It allows more choice, more approaches, and most importantly of all, allows more people to play these awesome experiences. The high difficulty puts them off. And that's a shame. Everyone has their own approach. The purists would force every game to be as hard as originally intended. Some people intentionally try to break the game's rules to see what they can find just for a laugh. Some, like myself, are completionists, poking their noses into every nook and cranny for every secret we can find. Cheats are just another tool in the bag of gamers looking for another way to play their games, or for newcomers to try something they would never have considered otherwise. And the more games that have them in my opinion, the better. And then there's this guy doing a 27-minute speedrun of Doom Eternal.
What?
What the hell is going on?
It's amazing.
I have no idea what he's doing.
Okay. He's in the hospital thing.
Show off.